Here's a great meme to start with. I've decided my 2025 will start on February 1st. January is a free trial month.
Okay, but that sort of implies that you can, cancel your subscription?
Right.
And I don't know exactly how that would work.
Honey, cancel my subscription because I'm done with your issues.
I don't blame them, though, because, wow, it's already been quite the year.
Time marches on whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
But you're right. It has been quite the year already, starting with the Tesla in front of Trump Tower. And now, as we record this, we record on a weekend night, and it goes out first thing Monday morning. I don't know if they're getting the LA fires under control or not.
And knowing how dry California is, I have to imagine it's going to be hard to get it under control.
Yeah, let's talk about those dry Santa Ana winds. And kids listening halfway down the stairs, we're not talking about Santa. There's a lot of Santa Marias and Santa Claritas and Santa Anas in California because Santa means saint in Spanish. And go to bed. You shouldn't be listening to this anyway.
Yeah, we're bad people who say naughty words.
Let's take East Idaho, for example. We usually have winds coming out of the southwest. Every forecast says wind southwest 5 to 15 miles per hour.
Oh, yeah, like every day.
Except for a few magical days in the summer and even the winter. Spring and fall, it's...
Yeah, you're almost guaranteed.
Vegas gets the winds too. But anyway, in the winter, when we have cold snaps like we've been getting lately, you'll notice that our balmy 30 and 40 degree temperatures at the end of 2024 have now given way to 20 degree temperatures.
Yeah. The winter always is worst right in the middle of January here in IF.
Yeah. How you doing there, Doug Dizzy Gillespie? You acclimating, are you, buddy? I hope so. We talked to him on our New Year's Eve live episode. But anyway, when we get the cold snaps, you'll feel the wind shift and it'll come from the north.
Right.
Remember in Mary Poppins when the weather vane on top of the house changed? Anyway.
Right, and that was her time to leave?
So, yeah.
Or was that her time to come over?
I think both.
I don't remember.
Both. Yeah. But California will typically get winds coming off of the ocean and you get some nice moist air coming in from the west.
Right.
However... times like these, the Santa Ana winds can kick up from the desert. The wind can shift and come from the east to the west.
Okay.
And it's important you understand this because we're actually setting you up for a little clip here in just a second. But those winds coming out of the desert, as you can imagine, like you said, are dry.
Right.
They dry things out and they blow really hard. Typically, they only last for a few days, 3 or 4 days.
Sure.
They've been known to last up to 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's scary.
Well, and especially in the middle of winter, there's not a ton of precipitation going on right now.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Right. And here's the terrible thing. There was a year ago, they got, I think, an entire year's worth of rain in 11 days.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And now, of course, the fires are ravaging LA. And there are a handful of people, and I'm just going to call them like I sees them. Ignorant ass motherfuckers talking shit about celebrities in LA, and some of them almost gleeful that this is happening. I mean, these are real people. I've got friends there from the records industry, the radio industry, the entertainment industry, and thank goodness nobody I know has been affected by these fires yet.
You know, I have a family member who lived right in the heart of LA who just moved. And you have no idea. As soon as I heard about this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad she's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But even with that, think of all of the unhoused people. You know, where do they have to go? They don't even have protection.
As we're recording this, 10 dead, 153,000 displaced.
Right.
Entire neighborhoods reduced to ash. You've seen, Mel Gibson was just on Rogan. And while he was there, Rogan's in Austin, Texas. And while Mel Gibson was there, his house burned down. So he came back to LA, his Malibu mansion burned down.
Well, I mean, probably the right time to be gone.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And just terrible. I don't care if you're a celebrity or a regular human being. We're all human beings.
Yeah.
And speaking of Rogan, this clip has been making the rounds. It's from episode 2178 with Sam Morrill last summer. They were talking about a conversation Joe had with a firefighter.
I talked to a fireman once, and he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do.
And Joe's not wrong that they're 40-mile-an-hour winds, but I've heard this time around 80-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, man.
Yeah, in fact, look at this McDonald's.
So my friend who used to live there all the time would call California a total hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that picture, that's the only word I could think of.
Yeah, wild. Mm-hmm. Anyway, our thoughts, they really are with our fellow humans in LA. Nobody needs to go through that. And yeah, people calling out Governor Gavin Newsom for mismanagement. If there's anything we can do to not let this happen again. But, California's always got something going on, whether it's fires or landslides or both, and they both sort of lead to one another or something.
Right.
Anyway.
Man, I sure wish that they would have listened to the experts in the first place, because clearly this firefighter saw this coming.
Yeah.
And I have to assume that there could have been something that could have been done had they, I don't know, put in some kind of infrastructure or listened to the right people.